Hi guys, welcome back to my another new video of crazy self talk. I guess it would be day 8 of this video, for this series of video that I am making. Actually, it has got some late, it has got too late to make this video, but as I used to say, never better late than never. Actually, I'm making this video so casually and by holding the camera by my hand because I was about to sleep, but then I thought that there is something missing that I have not done today. So it popped up in my head that I am forgetting to make daily video of crazy self talk. So here I am in front of you making this video, and please don't expect me to entertain you much further today, because today I am a bit tired, and because I do not get 10 minutes of sleep or rest for whole today. So this is it. Anyways, I will continue with this video. So I will let us talk about some agenda that is the whole structure. That let's do not deviate from the structure of this video, of this series of videos. So let's get back to that only without wasting any further time. So talking about an agenda or any topic that I would want to discuss with you today. I actually do not have much interesting one, but definitely I will discuss something with you. I have to discuss something with you, so I I will discuss about you. I will discuss to you about the courtroom conduct, or whatever, what all things I have learned today in the courtroom by sitting in the courtroom of Justice Nina Bansal, who is the judge at High Court. So yes, that is the thing that I want to discuss with you. So first thing is, when you argue, you should be well versed with the facts of your case. By standing in front of a justice who is judge at High Court, it is appellate court, so you are not expected to just scratching your head and thinking again and again about the facts after being asked by or reprimanded by the judge. It is very shameful, and it is fatal to your case, because sometimes, many a times, lawyers come unprepared. They think like, after seeing the file, I will be ready to argue the case, but that is not the good thing, and it is not a professional conduct that anyone should imbibe in their professional skills. So this is the thing I observed today, because many a times people are, or advocates or counsels are arguing, and they actually do not remember a certain point or certain thing that is very necessary to that case, and which was being asked by the judge. So this is the first thing that I observed, and everyone should keep in mind while preparing for a case. Actually, the preparation is the most crucial thing of your litigation, because if you are prepared well, then you can answer any question put up by the opposite counsel, or the justice, or the judge in front of you, to whom you are uh, arguing the case, before whom you are arguing the case, for that matter. So that is the thing. And other thing that I would want to discuss, yes, you have to find lacuna in your case before going to the court, because if you find lacuna yourself, then it is very difficult for the other opposite party to argue against you. And if they argue, then also, because they have to say something by standing in the courtroom on their legs, then it will not look that good, and you will seems overpowering them. And if the opposite counsel is not able to make their point, then obviously judge will also not hear them nicely. So by while going to the court and standing on your legs, by this phrase I mean that you have some locus standi for standing in the court in front of a justice. So you should always have the locus standi. It is not just because your petition or any kind of petition has been cleared by the registry department of the any court, or for that matter High Court. So it doesn't mean your case is well structured, and it has many merits on point on which you can argue. This is not the case always, because you can easily convince the registry for registering the case, but when it comes before the High Court judge, they always come prepared by their LRs. LRs used to brief them on every case, on every point and every important point. So they actually find flaws in your petition, and they pinpoint them, and bombard this question on bombard towards you those questions which are unanswered in your petition, and which needs some mentioning in the argument. So they actually come very well prepared. Even you cannot think of this thing, that it is not always like you have to you go to court and you just start making your speech and submissions, and no one will going to cross question you. That is not at all a case in the high court, especially because when you put forward your argument, there are many instances when you will get contradict, or you will get rebutted by the opposite counsel or the court. So you have to prepare for each and everything. And while for and mainly when you are arguing for the bill matters, because I am under the justice which I am interning, he is sorry, his roster is criminal. So mainly the criminal matters are there in the court, and mostly the bail cases. So in that cases, counsels used to argue that he is joining investigation and his conduct is good. That is not always the case to get the bail, because this is the very repeated things. Every counsel says this thing, that my counsel behavior is good, he is joining the investigation, he is cooperating with the investigating agencies. Whenever he is called, he attend the investigation, and he is being interrogated by the police official. That is not at all the ground to get the bail, because this is contended by every counsel. And if you contend this general thing, and opposite counsel just put for just bombard a question towards you like that, these charges are very grave, and if that your client will get bail, then there is chance of tempering the evidence. And if your counsel has, if your client or accused, let's say, have a history in tampering evidence, or manipulating the witness, or threatening the witness, then it is very disastrous to your case. And if your client has done that thing before, then firstly you should not apply the bail before the high court. If at all you are applying, then you should have very very serious ground, very strong grounds to prove your case, so to get the bail application not rejected. That is the thing which I learned. And talking about my role as an intern, I do not actually have very proactive role in the courtroom, because our job is to just observe the court proceedings by sitting in the bench side. So actually it is a good thing to observe proceedings, because when you know the law, when you have studied in your books, and the law on the practical side is similar, it's mostly the similar. So you get a real life exposure of the law, what is happening, which all things are important while studying the law. So that is the thing. Our role only is to make the case briefs, which I have got the work today. I will have to make the brief tomorrow after going to the courtroom. So that is the thing. And one more clerical work that we have been asked to do, that we have already done that, and we left the courtroom afterwards. So this is about my role. And our interaction with judge is not yet, we are not able to interact personally with the judge, because it's only 2 days, and we are new interns, so it takes time to actually come be in a comfort with any other person. And she is a judge, she is a very senior judge, and she is most of the time she is occupied with many work. She has a lot of work to do. And if at some point of time in our duration of internship, if at all she thinks fit that I should meet the interns, I should interact the intern, then definitely she will call, and it will definitely gonna happen, because in our internship, ultimately we are interning under her name only, because when you use the tag, we said judicial intern under in the court of HMJ Nina Bansal or XYZ. So this is the thing. Ultimately, we are interning under her, so it is her responsibility to entertain us, at least interact once in our duration or twice in a duration, so that we feel motivated, and we know how the judge feels, how he is personally. That is the thing. That is the thing I would want to discuss with you. So I would not extend, or I would not stretch this conversation forward. Let's call it a day. I'm a bit tired. I have to get a good sleep of 8 hours, so to run tomorrow in a full energy. So that is the thing. That is the thing on that. On this point, on this note, I would like to end this conversation, and let's call it a day. Have an amazing day tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.